I am a recovering control freak. Do I have any other control freaks or recovering control freaks in the audience? Yeah. Probably the most hands up I've seen yet. We live in a world that tells us plan, 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 and control, control, control to achieve certain outcomes. Turns out that a lot of life is actually out of our control, and a lot of things that we plan don't go to plan. But when we hold on to the plans, when we try to force that control, it creates suffering. There's a Stanford professor named Shirzad Chamine. He wrote a book called Positive Intelligence, and in it, he talks about this concept of going from the controller to the surfer. We can't control the waves. We can't control the direction of the wind, but we can learn how to surf. Once we surf in the face of life's circumstances, we start to find flow. My favorite example of this, Keith Jarrett, one of the world's greatest pianists, but when he was 29 in 1975, he was about to play his biggest show yet. The Cologne Opera House in Germany, 1,400 people. Now, Keith was a fellow control freak, and when he arrived at the venue a few hours before doors, the piano was set up on stage, and he went to go give it a play. For some reason, the piano was totally messed up. Upper and lower octaves were totally wrecked. Certain keys were just silent. The pedals were stuck. So he was faced with a choice. There was no way to get a new piano in time, so he could either hit the road and say, I'm not doing it, or choose to play. He decided to go for it. And when the curtain went up, he played the piano in a way he'd never played it before. Soothing notes in his left hand in the middle of the octaves, and with his right hand slamming the piano. The piano was actually too small for the space, so he was creating extra volume. Meanwhile, he's standing up while he's playing. And when his last note is played, the audience erupts to their feet, erupts into applause. They'd never seen piano played like this before. Now that album, the live album from the Cologne Opera House, has gone on to become the best-selling solo jazz album of all time, the best-selling piano album of all time. This is a great example of how we can choose to surf. Once we start to make that choice, things that we could have never planned for come to life. So this is the second practice. Where in your life can you surf? Where in your life is there someone you can let go of? Where can you be open to the unknown?